Hello and welcome to Tucson, Arizona. I'm Randy. Thanks for hanging out. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. Even if you're not Gaelic like myself. Can't tell in this lighting, but there's a lot of red in this beard. A whole lot of redheads in my family, which means crazy women. Got more filament. So, big into 3D printing. If you're thinking about it, I highly recommend it. It is super fun. Lots of cool things there to do. I have now tested a few different off-brand generic filaments. So I've talked about this in another video. Any cubic, the filament's fine. The spools suck. If you're running, I'm running a Bamboo P1S with an AMS system. Those spools, the cardboard spools, it doesn't like it. You'll have some prints like this guy went relatively well, didn't have too many hangups, but I've got some other prints that it just, the feeding back and forth on the spool turned into a huge freaking nightmare. But I got more Bamboo product. I also bought the other day because I really want to get into the not gradient. What's the word I'm looking for? Multicolor filament. So it'll go into like 3 or 4 different colors in it. So this is rock stone color, and it looks freaking cool. It's some generic brand. I will pull it up right now. I guess I should have been more prepared, but this is an impromptu thing because the filament showed up. I wasn't expecting it yet. Let's see. I was actually expecting it Saturday. And then it said it wouldn't be here till tomorrow, and now it's here today. So I'm kind of jazzed about that. Let's see your orders. That's a 3D printer just finishing up a print for an ongoing project. Yeah, this name's going to give it all away. Brand, the number 3, Dims Fila, DIMSFILA. But it's a gradient filament that has, let's see, rock stone color, brown, yellow, black, multicolor filament. And then it's a kilo, just like all the other spools. The spool works fine. It's almost the exact same parameters as the Bamboo spools, which so far are the only spools I've not had problems with. But the filament leaves a lot to be desired. Sorry, I can't zoom in on my camera. I'm not that fancy yet. I found a fun file because, I mean, I like the Predator, as you can see over there. It's a file of 3 different Predators that prints all 3 at the same time, standing like in a circle, but they're all doing different things. This one came out mostly okay, right? He's got his full body. He's got both his hands, both his feet. Healthy baby boy. This guy, I'll come up closer, is missing his left leg and his left arm. And some of his dreads came off when I was taking the supports off, which sucks because he had dreads. This guy's got like hair, like he looks kind of like a Klingon. This guy actually looked like a Predator. And then number 3 is a left leg, which my dude over here needed, and then a support, and you can hear all this crinkling, and then a bunch of string. See, I'm breaking off the support now. That's all support. That's a leg and part of another thigh, and then just a bunch of this. Just a bunch of this was in there attached. So that's just filament. Just a big Brillo pad of loose filament. It's a huge freaking mess, and it sucks. Like, this is why you don't buy off-brand. But I've been testing some off-brand just to see. Like, you never know. There might be something out there that no one's really talked about, no one's really heard of, but it turns out to be totally freaking awesome. Kind of like back when they came out, the wow. This is so, it sucks. Like I'm out like $20 for the spool that I was really looking forward to doing a couple of fun prints with. So yeah, I'm still testing out different product that I'm not seeing too much about, don't know anything about. I'm still willing to buy a spool here and there just to see. This was a bust. And it had mixed reviews. There was quite a bit of good reviews, actually. Don't do it. Don't buy that garbage. I'm still looking for some, I think it's called eSun. I think I'm going to test some of their product. I've heard that really good things about their product. We'll see. It has nothing to do with saving money. That spool was actually more expensive than any of these. It was more expensive than my ABS spool from Bamboo. So it has nothing to do with cost. I'm just willing to try, picking out some other filaments if there's some fun colors that Bamboo doesn't offer. And so far, Bamboo has just freaking knocked it out of the park with everything. So what did I get here? This is the dark gray. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, pretty standard looking, just gray. I couldn't remember what all I ordered. I remember a few because there's going to be some really cool print ideas. That's a spool. Oh, we got here. Yeah, this is the bronze. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's shiny. Not all of that shine. I mean, yeah, there's going to be the reflection from the plastic wrap, but it's very, very shiny bronze. I'm gonna throw these on spools too. Light gray. So I got a birthday present that I'm gonna be making for my pops, and it required light gray and dark gray. It's a Millennium Falcon, but don't tell him; he doesn't know. What else we got here? Turquoise. Because my wife freaking loves turquoise, and she saw when I was shopping for my next order of filament, she saw that in my cart and got super excited, so definitely had to leave it. Wow, yeah. That is turquoise, boys and girls. That looks, oh, that's going to make some awesome looking prints. What else we got here? That's a spool. Gold. Yeah, gold, baby. That is very gold. Oh, man, I'm excited. And I think that was it for this order. 5 colors and 5 spools, because I am done screwing around with these trash spools. They ruin your day. If you've got a problem with a spool, it turns sideways for you quick. Sorry about that. Just had some pieces finish. I am making the Ecto 1. It's super bright on my screen. Hopefully it's not whiting out the screen for you watching it. But there's some little yellow beacons that just got done printing. This thing has been just all kinds of fun to make. And it's going to be a little box. But yeah, the Ecto 1. Freaking red. And then it's just this easy to get into the next print. So I've got blue loaded up on the machine. I go over here to my handy dandy Bamboo app. Print, no, that's not what I want. Printing history. Click on that guy because this is how many plates? It's like 15 plates to build this thing. So the next one is those parts. Let's see which one I want to load up next. I'll do the windows with the new teal. Yeah. Do those guys. I know it's not the matched for the code, but that's the blue I've got. That's the blue we're using. Start print. Now it's downloading the file to my fancy machine, and then it'll be printing. I love this thing, man. Oh, yeah. So if you haven't loaded up spools, super simple. Also very easy to do it wrong. Like they do send instructions with every, I've ordered a lot of filament now. They all come with really simple to follow instructions. Like super easy, barely an inconvenience. If you get the reference, if you're big on YouTube at all. So, because I don't like screwing around with cheap spules. Fresh crack, ready? Oh, yeah, it's nice. So each one vacuum sealed. You can open it however you feel. You're going to have some silica gels. I have a boatload of desiccant. Just from the nature of my career field, I've got big bags of desiccant, and I've got access to freaking bucket. I've probably got 2 or 3 5-gallon buckets full of desiccant. But this stuff's awesome, and I'm still new to this, so there's still a lot I don't know. But I know you do need to keep your powder dry, and you need to keep your filament dry. I don't know what humidity does to the print, but I don't want to find out. So I keep all these little packets and I throw them in. Every time I spool something up, I've got stacks of boxes over here on shelves and stuff off camera. Everything has got at least one desiccant pack in it, typically more. So when you open this bad boy up, if you've done this, skip ahead, ignore me. I'm an idiot. Don't pay attention. If you've never done this before, inside, so you're going to have 4 bands keeping all this bound together because you do not want this to get untangled before going on a wheel. It will ruin your day. There's a sticker, a label sticker in each one of these so you can label your spool, which is nice. Each spool has got if you're buying it from, this is all for Bamboo stuff. They've all got these electronic scanner tags. Don't rip those off. But inside of your center wheel, you're going to have a little notch notched out. And on the big side of your spool, there's going to be a little notch tab right up there. You line those bad boys up, make sure it seats. If you want, there's little arrows printed inside the edge of this wheel, right here where my thumb is. And then there's a little arrow drawn in to a lock. So you want to get these guys seated and then spin it and then lock it. Now from here, you can pull all of your little plastic tabs that were holding your spool together. They pull out just like that. You pull all 4 of those guys out, and now this is done. And then, but you'll want to make sure you get to the end of it and hook it through the edge of your spool so the whole thing doesn't come undone. Once one of these starts giving you tangle problems, it turns into a nightmare pretty damn quick on your machine. So, oh, man, look at that gold. Looks so good. I'm really excited for this. If you've been doing this a while, again, I'm new, forgive all of my ignorance. I'm just some boy standing in front of a camera asking you to love me. There's a lot about this I don't know. I'm new to all of this. If there's any other materials you're familiar with that you really enjoy, please leave a comment and tell me what they are. Anything that works well, if you've got the same system I've got, and you've tried some filaments that aren't on brand, I'm willing to try some of these other filaments. I don't have a direction to go in. I've got buddies that do this stuff, but they all stick to this brand material. They've tried other stuff. Once they start having headaches with any of it, they move on. They want nothing to do with any of the nonsense. And I don't blame them. Like I said, so far, I've had 0 headaches with any of this product. Love it. Super fast shipping. This was the first time I've ordered several times now from these guys. This is the first time anything was delayed. It didn't matter. It's not like I was out of material and, jonesing for a fix. My machine hasn't really stopped running for the 2 weeks I've had it now. But I've also bought like a ton of material. And I buy things, like I go through, decide on some files that I really want to print, and then I order accordingly. Eventually, I'll pretty much have everything, and it probably won't take long to get there. Because these spools do last a while. I've gotten, off of that last spool of gray that I got, I've got a lot of prints, a lot of big prints, like big 10, 12-hour prints that take quite a bit of material. And again, one of the coolest things about all this, I can only speak to the one brand, but being able to see a file and know how much material it's going to cost you to print it, and be able to look at your spool and know that you've got that much material or know that you don't have that much material. Like, they've really made it kind of dummy proof. If I can do this, anybody can. I'm a caveman. I say that a lot. If you watch any of my videos, I say it a lot, and it's because it's true. Like, there's a lot I don't know. I am an expert in my profession. This is not my profession. But this is a really fun hobby, and it's a hobby anyone can get into. A couple of days ago, so if you haven't watched any of my other videos, not about 3D printing, then you'd know that I'm a fan of strength athletics, like strength sports. I'm a big fan of strongman, professional strongman. I know a lot of professional strongmen. I've met a lot of professional strongmen. I've interviewed a lot of professional strongmen. I am not a professional strongman, but it is awesome. So my Rumble page, my logo is a weight plate with Tucson, Arizona. So I found this file that was just little weight plate keychains, and you can adjust the text. It's all in AutoCAD, which is part of the Bamboo website. So you go on a Bamboo Creator, Bamboo Labs, I think it's Creator, and you can go through and design. Come on now. You can design whatever your mind can think of if you understand CAD. I have no background with CAD, but I spent most of Saturday and part of Sunday a little bit going through messing with CAD and making bigger and then bigger plates. So I'm going to be making a bunch of these to hand out at strongman shows as like a little business card. Try to get my name out there, try to get my video some views, try to gain some followers. I don't really talk about strongman on here as like a topic because it's kind of saturated. There's already some really good guys that have like some really good inside connections, like Big Laws. If you want to go on there and talk to that, I'm hoping to make some inroads this year. We'll see. I'd love to get some interviews with some of these guys. But anyways, back to this, you can CAD a ton of things. I'm still trying to figure that out. But if you're looking to get into this and you have a background in AutoCAD and you don't have a 3D printer, WTF, bro? Like, definitely get one. My buddy Nick, who, again, if you watch any of my videos, he's typically my co-host on our normal just podcast. He was asking me yesterday when he was over here. He was like, man, how much was that? Like, what do you... And he was asking me a ton of questions. He's like, I think I'm going to get one. My dad has always wanted one, and now that I've had one for a while and I'm messing with it, I think I'm getting him talked into finally spending the money and buying one. They're worth every penny. You don't have to jump in and spend $900 like I did without knowing anything. There's certainly other routes you can go. There's other brands you can buy. I don't know enough about any of them to have an opinion, so I am certainly never going to talk down on a different machine. I know that eventually I'm probably going to want to buy a second one, and if things continue down the path they're going down, I think I might buy a smaller one. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm still only a few weeks into this one, but I know it's not a hobby I'm moving away from ever. This is going to be something I'm going to be doing for a long, long time. If you have any questions on any of this, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Google is definitely going to be able to tell you better than I can. If you want to tell me that I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm doing, you're right. And I will probably leave a little heart on your comment because I'm not going to disagree with someone who says such intelligent things. But if you get into this, beware. I'm trying to test out this material so you don't have to. Because if it's something that seems like it might, if it's a 50-50 and it's not, it's not like a, $40 spool, I'll buy it and test it out because if it works out, I've got a cool new color that some other people don't supply. Even eSun doesn't supply like this color gradient. They just don't. So I'd love to find, if you're watching this, you've made it this far in and you know of a company that makes good quality stuff that is fun gradient colors that you can do stuff that looks like stone or natural woods, things like that. And not just wood, eSun's got a really nice, like pine color, and I'm sure Bamboo's got a couple. They've got like 4 different wood colors, I think. But I want something that gradients that has several different colors. That isn't just blue to green, red to orange, red to black. Your common. Like I want something that looks a little bit different, something a little more creative. If you know anything like that, please drop it in the comments. If you've made it this far and I haven't annoyed the hell out of you yet, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Say whatever you want in the comments. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm a big boy. Say whatever you want. So if you've got anything to add, I would like to believe on this topic, people can keep it civil and just say nice things or factually accurate things. Let's not be dicks just to be dicks. But if you've got something you can school me in, if you've got information that it doesn't sound like I have, if you got differing opinions, if you have a machine that you love that you think is far superior or just different, tell me about it, man. I'm here to learn, and I'm here to spread whatever little bit of tidbit of information I garner from buying this stuff. But mostly I'm just here to have fun. So if you got any fun files that you've built, tell me about them, because I'm constantly on the look for new fun things. So far, I've kind of been sticking to movie things because I'm a movie nerd. But I just started printing up a bunch of things for the kids for VBS at my church that's coming up in a couple of months. Printing up a bunch of Easter things. My wife does a lot of crafts, and she's got a plotter. She does all kinds of really fun, creative things. She asked me, so we're doing some compilations, working together, I'm doing part of the project, and she's going to do everything else. So it's just fun stuff, man. So if you're into this at all, I highly recommend it. Get into it. You'll never be disappointed that you went down the road of 3D printing things. I've got friends that do tabletops. Most of those guys have the epoxy resin printers. That's a bit beyond me. I don't I know very little just from what some of my buddies have been telling me about it. Cool as hell, but I don't do. Sadly, I don't play tabletop games. Not because I'm against them, just because I don't have a lot of friends that I hang out with that do tabletops. All the hit, like my good buddy, he does, but he has all of his friends. I don't know any of them, so I'm not looking to make any more friends, man. Like, who's got time for people? Who's got time for friends? Anyways, thanks for hanging out. If, again, you want to talk about filaments or 3D printers or anything else fun, sorry for the noise in the background, but I am printing things. Like I said, this thing's printing pretty much 24/7. So, again, thanks for hanging out. I'm Randy, Tucson, Arizona. Peace.